loves, it's Sam. So today I'm going to be doing an Invisalign update. So as most of you know, I've partnered up with Invisalign to basically be straightening my teeth and sharing my Invisalign journey with all of you. If you're new to this channel and haven't followed me on my updates until now, I'm so lucky and so thankful for it. So far, it has been such a great experience. I have noticed a difference in the small amount of time that I've had them. I've only had them now for about, I think it's about 7 weeks, and just in that small amount of time, I've already seen not a huge difference, but a huge difference for me. It's a very noticeable difference, not just in the way that they look, which I have seen a difference in the way that they look, but the way that they feel and the way that I can do things that I couldn't normally do. The first thing I want to talk to you about is my last appointment. So I went to my appointment and it was to get all of my attachments put on my teeth. They're actually really cool. It's the exact same color as your teeth. I was actually really confused because I didn't know how they were going to do it. So I went in there kind of a little nervous because I was like, oh gosh, is this going to hurt? What's it going to be like? It is a little uncomfortable. I'm not going to say it hurts because it doesn't hurt at all. It's just really uncomfortable because you have to have your mouth open for such a long time, especially because one of the teeth that they had to put an attachment on is actually a wisdom tooth. And so apparently the enamel is slightly different texture to the rest of my teeth. So at the first time it wouldn't stay. So altogether I have 15 attachments. Basically what they do is you have to have your mouth, like they put that big like mouth opener in. And I have a really small mouth anyway, so it is quite uncomfortable. Just because your mouth's like, you know, and then you have to suck up all your spit and it's just like, oh, I just hate that part. They have to like clean your teeth, and then they have to dry your teeth, and then they put this like some kind of chemical on the tooth, and then they dry it again. And then what they do is, I think that then they applied one more thing. I don't know. It was like all going so quickly, and I was just by myself, so I wasn't able to just like see what was going on. But I remember it was quite a few steps. I thought that they were just gonna have to like magically put the cement on each tooth. Like, how are they gonna do it? I was so confused. What they do is they take the Invisalign tray and they fill that in with the cement or whatever it's called, whatever the technical word is called, and then they put that tray into your mouth, and then they use this like light thingamabobber. I was thinking they were gonna have to do each tooth like individually. They just did the whole tray at once, which was really cool. Other than that one tooth, they had to go and do the whole process over again. For that one tooth, as far as like the drying of the teeth, the cleaning, the chemical, all that, because that tooth, the thing wouldn't stick on. And then I have it on the bottom as well. So all in all, I think the appointment took like maybe an hour, so it wasn't too bad. But you know, after having your mouth open for a while, it does get a little bit like, That's the only uncomfortable part, but nothing hurt, nothing burned. When they put the chemicals on my teeth, it didn't hurt, it wasn't sensitive or anything like that. So anyway, now I have my attachments on. The actual trays, which I will also show you up a close-up, they have the little grooves in the whole trays themselves. So my tray isn't just a regular like exactly molded to my teeth anymore, or like my teeth before the attachments. They've got little like rivets in them. So you can see them just a little tiny bit more than you did before I had the little attachments, because now when you get close up, it's like, oh, that's that little lump on your tooth. It's like, these ones really show the most. The rest of them you really can't see at all. I will say that it is a little bit, I do notice my lip getting caught on these ones the most. So I do notice having to go like, you know, I sometimes feel like a horse because I'm like, yeah. Because sometimes like if you smell cigarette, you're like, ah, and then you're stuck. So that's the only thing that I've really noticed as far as like a difference versus the Invisalign trays before I had the attachments on. I just feel like my mouth sticks out a little bit further now just because you have a little bit of an extra bump on there. When you get your new trays, every time you change out a tray, it is sore for the first couple of days just because it's a new tray, it's tight. So you will feel, you know, it's like achy. It kind of hurts to like bite into something like pizza, or like I was trying to eat a bell pepper and my back teeth were kind of sore, and it just kind of feels like achy, and you just feel like you don't want to put too much pressure on your teeth. But it's not a sharp pain. It's nothing like tooth pain where you're like, oh my gosh, this hurts so bad, I can't deal with it. like I've said before, it's just more of an achy kind of like, ooh, pressure, a little bit sore, but after the first couple days, you're usually fine. I don't ever feel like I have to take any kind of like Advil or ibuprofen for it. It just, I guess it really depends on the person. But I noticed that with tray 3, I really didn't see much of a difference in my teeth, but then once I switched to tray 4, I noticed a slight shift again. And it's mainly just in this tooth, and this tooth. I feel like this tooth is still kind of like, you know, it's out there. But I have noticed a difference in these 3 teeth as well. Also, another really, really cool thing that people are gonna be like, that's cool, but it is for me, is that when you have really crooked teeth, it is really hard to floss. So it used to take me forever to floss because the teeth are so jam-packed like in there, they're really tight, that the floss, you really have to struggle to get in between the things because it's like a funny angle. Ever since I've had Invisalign, mainly I've noticed like the last like week or so, when I floss, it is like unbelievable. It just goes right in. And it's weird because I can almost feel like air coming through my teeth where I didn't have a gap before. And it's not like it's even a gap because they're still crowded, but it's just that tiny little bit of movement has created so that I can feel air coming in and out. And then when I floss, it like goes in like nothing. It's like so easy to floss. So also I have a wisdom tooth, and then I have a space where I had a tooth pulled, and then I have another tooth. So that tooth, the wisdom tooth, and where I had a huge gap before has like almost gone. That gap is like literally almost gone now. But then the tooth over that's next to an actual tooth that doesn't have a gap has created a space, so it's moving backwards, which is amazing because now I have a slight little gap in that tooth that never had a gap before. So the unfortunate part is that I keep getting food stuck in it all the time. Like if I have couscous or quinoa or chicken or anything that I have to like chew, whoop, there it goes right there. But the amazing thing is that I have a gap. So that means it's moving, and it's like so exciting. So it's just all these things that you wouldn't even think about because you've never had to worry about it. But for me, it's like, wow, flossing is like ding. Chewing and having a gap in your tooth is like so cool. It's really exciting. I've definitely seen some huge changes, and even when I smile, like I've been smiling in my thumbnails more, and even when in pictures I'm like ding, and it's like, wow, they really look good. And I was looking at before pictures versus to where I am now, and just in that small amount of time, the difference is so big. It's just not as sharp, they're not as like angular, poking out as much. It's just been really, really amazing, and I'm just so excited. I can't wait. Like every single tray, I just am so excited because I'm like, what is this tray gonna do? What is that tray gonna do? And it's really cool to take your tray from the beginning and then take your last tray that you have and look at the difference, and you can see like, oh, that gap is smaller. Oh, this one isn't as pointy. Like it's really, really cool. The most exciting thing for me is that I can still make these videos. I can still go out, I can still take pictures, and I don't feel uncomfortable to smile and have a whole bunch of metal in my mouth. Because that's like the biggest thing when you are older, when you're this age. I'm 29 years old. You just don't want to smile and just be like, metal. It just, I don't know. I just really didn't want to have that. Plus, you have so many sores, and like I've just heard such terrible things, such kind of like horror stories about like, you know, you just get sores all over your mouth. And with this, I haven't had any problems as far as with the last few trays. I haven't had any sores in my mouth or anything like that. I will say that you do get chapped lips. That definitely will happen. But if you just keep a really good, you know, lip serum or lip balm around with you all the time, then you're good. It's not like you have to apply it every 2 seconds, but you know, throughout the day, if you kind of just touch up a little bit. I don't have any downsides. I can eat whatever I want. The only downside that I will say is that my orthodontist recommended that I don't use whitening toothpaste once I had the attachments applied, which is a real bummer for me because I am kind of addicted to whitening toothpaste. Like, I just really love it. I use it all the time. That's my only toothpaste I ever use. But she said, you don't want to use a whitening toothpaste when you have the attachments, because what can happen is that you will whiten your teeth, but then where the attachment is on your tooth, it won't get whitened underneath where that's sitting, because this stays on for the rest of the duration of my Invisalign treatment now. So it's going to be on for a long time, and she just said it's just not the best idea to use a whitening toothpaste. She said maybe like once a week, or she said if you eat something really, really like like a really rich sauce, or you have wine or something that could stain your teeth, then she said you can use a whitening toothpaste after that. But she said she just doesn't recommend it. If you are someone who has been struggling with your smile over the years and you're just uncomfortable with it and you just don't want to smile in pictures or even out and about, I really do recommend going and getting an Invisalign consultation. You might think that you might have a more severe case than you have, and you think, oh, they won't do that for me because I'm too crooked. But like I said before, I got some crooked teeth. And maybe try a couple of different people. If you don't like what the first person says, try someone else. See if they can work with you. I'm sure there's plenty of orthodontists that will give you a payment plan that's affordable. And I recommend it because just in this small amount of time, I am just so happy with the results. I feel so much more confident about my smile, and I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, my blog, samschuerman.com, which I will be doing like photo updates as well, so be sure to check that out. And then be sure to follow me on my vlog channel, which is The Schuerman Show as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!